What is up, everyone? We have some updated news here in the NFL world today. So, Trey Hendrickson of the Cincinnati Bengals seems like they're going to be parting ways. The Bengals granted him permission today to seek a trade. So he will be.
Let's
There we go. He said, we're looking for that defensive end edge rusher. Well, you have him right here. This guy led the league in sacks last season. And he's an absolute monster coming off the edge. His run defense isn't his strength, but he's an absolute monster in his pass defense. No doubt about that, Bryson. So fantastic season this past year. Really the past couple seasons, he's had a great season. Let's take a look at his stats here real quick, Bryson, just off this past year. So he graded out at an 88.1, 90.4 pass rush. As I mentioned, great pass rush specialist, right? Run defense, slightly below average, 65.9. Now, here's what's awesome, right? You staying with me? 18 sacks in 2024. 18. Led the league. 2 forced fumbles and 7 assists. So, again, this guy's a monster coming off the edge.
now. What do you think it would take to get him?
For a guy like Trey Hendrickson. So, to me, Bryson, I don't know. I kind of go one of two ways on this one, right? So the Bengals got to pay some of their receivers, right? You got Higgins and you got Jamar Chase, who's been trying to work out a deal here the last year or two. So they got to pay those receivers on the offensive side. So that's going to eat up a lot of their cap. So to me, this is just a move because they're going to have to pay Hendrickson too, right? So to me, this is a way of avoiding that while trying to get some capital in return for that, right? So I think you could probably, I would probably start with a second round pick, possibly a first round pick for a guy like this. I mean, he's an absolute monster. He's got the body size you're looking for. He is 30 years old, so you want to keep that in mind. So he's still got, several good years left in him. He's 6'4", 270 pounds. So it's a fantastic pass rusher, something that Green Bay, needed desperately last year. We didn't have. Rashawn Gary kind of had a down year, and Lucas Van Ness really hasn't developed.
Thinking maybe like a second and a fourth.
Yeah, I would do a second and a fourth, or maybe a second and a third next year. Do one of those compensatory picks where you could possibly platoon into a second round pick next season, depending on his production this next coming season. But he's certainly a guy that you absolutely need to take a look at. He hits the market, right? So you look at the free agent defensive ends, what's left out there, and then you add him to that. He's probably the top guy in the market right now. Again, guy's been a specialist. I think he said 35 sacks over the past 2 seasons. So absolute monster coming off the edge, and hopefully, Green Bay takes a serious look at him. I'd love to get.
And as always,
It's go Pack go.